What's going on, traders? Johnny here with another recap video from this morning's live day trading session with our LTE team. So we noticed that Soundhound sold off over 35% over last night from yesterday pre-market. So it went down 32% from those $15.50 high levels all the way down to $10.40. And guys, we traded it. Yes, we did. We traded this reversal pattern setup here, and we're going to talk about it. We locked in around $81 or 2.64%, almost 3% on the day. And if you're new here, that's exactly what we aim for. We're aiming for around 1 to 2% a day to make 5 to 10% a week. With that, you should be able to increase your account size consistently over time. Now, there was a lot of movement in the markets as far as like say QQQ went. We noticed that QQQ was kind of chopping a little bit here at this level. It did make new highs, so we did break that 531 support resistance that everyone was looking at over the past couple of months. It did finally break 531. Now, why is this important? Well, the Nasdaq kind of determines the overall direction of the market in general, and as this goes up, then other companies can also go up too. Companies like, say, potentially Soundhound. Now, Soundhound had some bad news, and we've actually been trading this for quite some time. As you can see, we even traded it down in these $20 levels after that peak to $25. For all of you who remember, Soundhound was down here at $5, even $3.72 at one point per share. So from $5, it went all the way up to $25 for a 350% profit, or $20 per share. Now, with that said, it's been selling off ever since, but we have actually been taking opportunities to buy the lows and sell the highs on those specific days. That makes sense. Now, again, if you're new here, I don't hold any positions overnight. I day trade, I get in, I get out, kind of like a sniper in the stock market, okay? With that being said, we can avoid these days where the market sells off. You think you have a great position, it's looking bullish, you have plenty of area to run up to even higher, maybe $20 to $17, $20, and what happens is news comes out and it wasn't very good news, and you get a 30% crash. Now, the news today was very simple. This morning when we got on the live trading around 7:30, we noticed some news here, and it said basically that Soundhound, Serb Robotics, and NanoX lower after filing shows that NVIDIA has no holdings any longer in those companies. Okay, NVIDIA exits all of its stakes and cuts its holdings from Sound, Serve, and NanoX. So with that said, Soundhound stock sinks as NVIDIA sells off their stake or their holding of that majority share of Sound, right? So Soundhound AI stock drops 27% as NVIDIA exits position. So it just keeps repeating itself over and over for the last few hours. And as a result, we got a huge sell-off. Now, we saw this sell-off, and I actually took advantage of a $10.40 support. Now, how could you find this support? Or why would you even consider 248 support? Well, that's why we do these recaps. I love to showcase this. So on a 4-hour level, as you can see, what do you guys see here? You almost see like a double bottom. You see a bottom here where there was a lot of resistance. There was some resistance right here, a couple of candles, and then once it pushed above that 1050, it shot up and has never gone back down since, indicating that this is a strong baseline, strong support for Soundhound around $10.40 at this current level. Now, this was back in December of last year, so within a few months, I would imagine about 71 days, it's retraced from all of that was gained. So it went up 131%, and if you're a long-term investor, you would have basically held all the way through back to break even if you bought at those $10.40 levels this morning, which was back in December. Okay, so the thing that we like to encourage here or what I like to encourage with our LTE members, is to buy at these support levels and sell at those resistance levels. And how can you find resistance levels? Well, simple, right? There was resistance here. It came back down, it retested, there was more resistance, and then it tested up here at $25, pushing resistance. So with those resistance levels and it coming down, now it's actually losing all of that momentum and steam. So we would have sold up here. And we have mini trades that we've taken, but again, we're not holding. So for the point of everything in this recap, I noticed a strong support at 1040. I even drew the line. Now this was before this big push down. I noticed it was still selling off and I zoomed out. So if you're in, whenever you're in doubt, you're not sure what's going to happen. You know, say this is not even here. How do you know where the bottom is? How do you know where it's going to stop selling off? Well, you zoom out, right? Go to the 4 hour. You can even go to the daily chart. I like the 4 hour or the daily because it tells a bigger picture, right? Where has it been trading? Where has it been? At one point it was at $18. Been trading down in that $2 range, $3 range, pushed up to 10, came back down to 3s, been bullish ever since on the 200-day moving average. Looks like we've been watching it way back here in 2024, and then it gapped down. Okay, a lot of selling volume here on the daily. So on the 4 hour, I noticed, well, this is exhausted. It's oversold. It's already sold off 30%. And let's see if we get a bounce at 1040. So I drew a line, and I just went here to horizontal line, and I drew it at where that area of that bounces, about 1040, right? Do you see that yellow line? It's right where this line is basically touching. So I drew a line there. I was like, okay, let's see if it bounces. And sure enough, during our live stream, you can go back and watch our live stream, it bounced. And we made these trades during our live stream, the buy and the sell, and locked in these profits, all within that live stream video this morning. So definitely check it out. That is for February 14th, 2025. So you could just type in, live stream February 14th in the YouTube videos, and it should come up. Now, I noticed I wanted to get this breakout. It was showing signs of it wanting to reverse, finding some support originally at about $11, $10.90. I bought 40 shares at $11.50 and $11.68. Okay, now we're getting into the trade. Then I noticed it actually flushed down. I bought 100 more shares at $10.88 and $11.10. Okay, and then it came back down even more, and I bought 50 shares at $10.50. I thought 1050 was the bottom at first. You'll see in the live stream that I had a 1050 support. It came down to 1040, which is fine. All that has to mean is that it's kind of like really getting rid of any weaker hands maybe holding, or who had stops at 1050 or 1049. But anyways, 1040 was a really great support. As soon as it bounced off of that, I was able to sell at highs of 11.20. I sold 90 shares at 11.20, right at the peak of this candle here. You guys see that? I could probably even draw it out. 11.20, right at the peak, right? I wanted it to continue to push up. I noticed it didn't on this candle, and then it started to sell off and turned red. So I got out. First sign of resistance. Because I sold so high up here in the 1150s, I went from an 1150 average, which we're going to use this line again. It was 1150 average way up here, okay? Buying down at 1088, 1110, and then this one really helped at 1051. I believe in the live stream it brought my average down to 1099. It was 10 something. It was 10, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like 1090, 1099, something like that. That was my average. So when it pushed up to 1120, I sold, locked in our first $20 on the day, and then it pushed up a little bit more, right? Holding that level. I'm going to go ahead and delete this line now. We don't need it. Holding above this 9-day moving average, right? Purple line. It held above it, indicating signs of it moving up. I sold another 50 at 1141. I think we had just crossed over $50 on the day. And I was like, I'm just going to take some profits and let the rest ride. And then at the first sign of resistance here at 1180s, why? Because it had already shown previous resistance here during the bell. And that's what I love about these run-ups, is you'll get a perfect indication of where to take profit later on in the trade, Then it'll play out where support is. You buy at support. Again, I could have done a better job at loading up even more shares at support. Buy another 100, 200 shares at 1040, and then push up. Now, as it pushed up, I noticed there was that resistance, and I said if it can't break above 1180, then I'll sell. And I sold at 1183, 25 shares, locking in another. I think at that point we were at $50 or $60. And then at the last point here, we sold again at 1180, another 25 shares, locking in $81, or it was a little over 3% on the position, making 2.64% on the account. So it was very a good trade. I was happy with the trade that we had. It could have went very differently if it didn't hold this support level. It could have continued to sell off, and we would be down. I believe in the live stream we were down at one point $100. We held, we maintained our composure, and we stuck to our trade plan. That's why it's so important to have a trade plan. I knew where to get in, and I knew where to take profit at these 1180 levels. As soon as I did, I'm glad I did, because it pushed up a little bit more, and then now, as you can see, it's just kind of been trickling below that level, slowly but surely, just kind of selling off back to those lows. And now today we're at 1247 and it's at 1075. So this actually would have been either below or slightly above. I think it would have been slightly above my new moving average, or slightly below my moving average, right? So that's when you need to take advantage, right? Very perfect setup here. Went down, hit support, bounced up to previous resistance levels, and then it sold off the rest of the day. We got in, we got out, we made our money. 2% also, remember guys, on even $1,000 is $200. I'm sorry, it's $20. On, wait, yeah. On $10,000, 2% is is $200. Yeah, $200. And then on $100,000, 2% is $2,000. So depending on your position size, you can make a decent amount of money with 1 or 2% a day by finding those support levels, selling at resistance levels. And this is just one area that I found a way to trade today. There's different scenarios where we traded Lunar the other day, and that was a perfect setup, as it was choppy. But again, we identified those support levels and those resistance levels. Oh, let me pull this over. And it was textbook in a way, like perfect. We bought at these areas of bullishness, bought some more, and then we sold at these highs. We waited, we sold half at these highs, right? Locking in half of our profits. I think it was like $25 on the day. And then it came down. We waited, could have loaded up more and bought more at the support level. We didn't. Waited, and then when it popped back up to those 1980 levels, we sold at 1978 with the last 40 shares and made another additional $25. So again, just support and resistance levels and moving averages can help you make money. Hope you guys enjoyed this recap. If you did, check out our live stream videos. We go live every day, Monday through Friday at market open, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. You can get inside my head and actually watch me take these trades live, ask me questions, and connect with other like-minded individuals such as yourself who just want to do the same thing. And that's learn how to be more profitable, more consistently in the stock market, guys. So this is a community I created, and if you want to get even more in depth, join our Discord. I give you my trade ideas, trade alerts, updates, and other community members can reach out to me there. You can ask me questions. That's where I spend most of my time, is in the Discord. 100% free, lifetime access for now. I may have to start charging even just $1 to keep out the trolls and keep in the people who are serious about learning how to trade in the stock market. I appreciate you guys' time. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap video. If you did, I'd like nothing more than for you to just smash that like button, as a small price to pay to show me that you appreciated this content. Again, thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your day.